Jim Gramm here for Beyond the Cage, presented by Fight Chicks. On the line, joining me, he will be fighting at RFA 19 on October 10th for Access TV. He is Carl Deaton. And Carl, thanks for coming on Beyond the Cage.
Thank you guys. Thanks for having me.
Now, I saw that you're originally from Michigan, but now you are training out in California, and I was wondering what prompted the move from the great state of Michigan all the way out to California?
My area, it was a lot of traveling to go to a gym to get good training in. So after college, I went to Minnesota, and where I had my management team, my first real MMA team, coach, and other drilling partners like that. And as I just progressed, I knew I wanted to make it out to Alliance, and it was just the perfect opportunity to come train for one of my toughest fights and on a bigger stage, and just to be around people that want the same goals as I do. And the weights out here, they're all a bunch of good guys around my weight, and so it was a good move for me and my career, I feel like.
Now, while you were in Michigan, of course, you went to Central Michigan University, and I was wondering, did you end up getting a degree while you were there, and were you on part of the wrestling team or anything?
No, I didn't get a degree while I was there. I just attended there, and I wanted to train full-time, so put that on hold for a little bit.
Now, was there any particular martial art that you started training before you got into MMA?
Yeah, wrestling in high school and went to state tournaments. Boxing, before I moved out, I went to a boxing gym before I moved to Minnesota originally, so my game plan before used to be you strike a little bit, then get the takedown, but now it's so advanced, and my striking from learning from certain people and coming along, it's getting better every day.
Now, between the places you lived in, California, is that the best place so far? I mean, the weather has got to be way better than Minnesota or Mount Pleasant here in Michigan.
Yes, it's hot. I'm not even complaining because I've been in negative 60 degrees last year in Minnesota, so I'm definitely not complaining. Just wear shorts pretty much all day long.
Now, what was the thing that clicked in your brain to go, hey, I'm pretty good and maybe I can do this MMA thing full time?
Just the love for the competition and still competing, that one-on-one, and you're competing your skills against another person who's training for the same thing. People say, you fight, but, I think it's the best sport, combat for men to go in there and do, against one-on-one, and I just, I want to keep competing, and I like it. I like the lifestyle, and thus far I've done, good in my career, and I want to keep excelling, so that's why I moved out here, and then, I do the things I do and train the people I train with, and so I think it's good enough to progressing, so hopefully this comes along.
Now, what fighters do you look up to that give you inspiration?
From the gym out here?
No, just just over the years you've watched the sport, whether it's your gym or just anyone you've seen and kind of have admired.
Fighters in the big show, I like style-wise, I like Frankie Edgar style. Fighters out here that I talk to and take a lot of information from, and are just a lot of the guys. You got Cruz out here, obviously, and you got Wilson Reeves. I like his style. He just dropped down to 125. You got guys in Bellator that I talk to, just guys on my weight, that've been in the game for a while, and been here training for a while. Just, helping me improve my game and showing me little secrets like they do, and different drills, combos, their footwork drills, just everything is put together. So it's awesome to be around the family out here to see what they do and why they do it, and it's worked, thus far.
Now that you've been at Alliance for a little bit here, and you mentioned some of the training partners fans know, Dominick Cruz, Miles Jury, Jeremy Stevens, Phil Davis, Ross Pearson. I could probably keep going on here, but training with some of those guys on a daily basis, just their experience and their knowledge of the sport, do you feel that that's helped you exponentially?
Oh yeah, when iron sharpens iron, when you're going with the guy that everyone knows him, and fought some tough fights and stuff like that, you can only get better. That's why you go in there every day in the practice room, just learn, get better every day.
Jim Gramm talking with Carl Deaton here on Beyond the Cage, presented by Fight Chicks. And a couple of the guys that you train with there at Alliance, Johnny Case and Miles Jury, they're both fighting at UFC Fight Night 52, upcoming this weekend over in Japan on the UFC Fight Pass. And I was wondering, what do you think about their upcoming fights?
Oh, I love it, man. They're in deep shape. Went a couple rounds with Cage. He's a monster. And then I got to roll Jury a couple times. He's a monster, too. And those guys are definitely ready. They're in shape, and their striking's good. And, like, being around those guys training for that, and it was awesome. So I'm hyped to see the fights, and I can't wait for that.
Now, we're a little under a month until your fight at RFA 19 on the 10th of October, but I was wondering, what were you doing to keep your weight on track until weigh-in on October 9th? Eat really good meals out here. I got one of my sponsors, Gardner Life, sends out every month a box of protein powders and energy drinks and stuff. I do a lot of juicing and salads, egg whites, oatmeal in the morning. Just eat around workouts and a bunch of water out here because you're just sweating the whole time. So I definitely taking like 2 gallons, not even thinking about it. Now, you have fought a lot of times for the Driller MMA promotion in Minnesota, so kind of with your background with that organization and spending time in Minnesota, is it nice to have your RFA debut in Minnesota?
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's like right in my backyard, I consider. I fought at Mystic Lake twice, and it's been an awesome crowd every time, so I can only imagine the crowd's going to be there now, and then for, a bigger promotion, and you got the cameras there, so and it's a bigger ballroom, and it's I think it's a bigger cage, so it's a lot of room to dance at night, and I can't wait to scrap.
Now, what does it mean to you to be fighting with an organization like the RFA, who has had so many of their fighters move on to the UFC?
It's a blessing for sure. That they consider me to fight in one of the shows out of everyone. You got to think about how many guys are out here fighting and pros. There's a bunch of them. So when I, got the opportunity and they wanted me for this, and I signed up, I'm like, okay, it's real now. It's always been real, but it's real now. Like this organization's taking on, looking at me, and I want to be able to step up to the plate, perform, and show them I can compete on the next level and compete against these next guys, and then go on from there. So, I want to step up to the opportunity at hand and excel for sure.
Now, of course, RFA is shown on Access TV, and once again, it will be displayed on the network. And with your fight being on the main portion of the card, does that give you any extra added boost of motivation to have a good performance for the national audience?
Of course, even some people like in Michigan that haven't seen me fight, since the amateur days, that's going to be awesome to hear their feedback, and them being able to see me and my family that half in Texas, they'll be able to see it, and it's just going to be nice to have, people like that couldn't have made it to pass in the previous fights to be able to see me on TV, and the people just tuning in, hopefully they'll like what they see, and we'll go from there as well.
Now, of course, your fight at RFA 19 is against one of the longtime veterans of the sport and former UFC and WEC fighter, Jeff Curran. And what will it mean for your career to beat a guy the caliber of Jeff Curran?
Actually, he just pulled out, so they just fed me a new name. He broke his hand, I guess, during training. So it's been a little bit of a roller coaster with this, but I was on track to for this fight. This fight camp was going good, so we got a new opponent, so we just got a game plan for that. But beating Jeff Curran would have done fabulous things for my career, and I was prepared mentally and physically right now going into that fight.
Well, you heard it here first on Beyond the Cage. Breaking news. Thanks for the news, Carl. You won't be fighting Jeff Curran. Who is your new opponent, and have you had any chance to look at any tape of him and see what maybe your game plan will be against and what he brings to the table?
No, we got 2 names going. I don't know for sure yet, but I'll let you know as soon as I know. So.
All right. Well, looking at some of the other fights at RFA 19, unless their opponents get injured, what else are you looking forward to watching too on the card?
Definitely the main event. That'd be a nice 5-rounder, and then the teammates that I have fight down there back in Minnesota and the other guys I've trained with previously in Minnesota on those cards, I got good relationships with the guys that are fighting, before me. So it's going to be nice to see those guys fight in the same cage. And, I think it's going to be a fun night.
All right, well, I'll get you out of here with this, Carl. You got one of your teammates and one of the guys that has kind of helped you in your career, in Dominick Cruz. He's finally making his return back to the octagon coming up next weekend at UFC 178 against Take Mizugaki. What do you think of Dominick taking on Mizugaki?
I think it's an awesome fight. Dominick's definitely ready. I got to spar with him this previous week, and he's in shape and strong, he's fast. So I'm excited to see him get back in the cage. I'm excited, man. I think he's going to win for sure.
All right, he is Carl Deaton. He will be fighting somebody on RFA 19 on October 10th on Access TV. And Carl, thanks for coming on the show. Hope you find out your opponent real soon. And when you do, maybe we can get you for a follow-up so we get some more in-depth questions about your fight.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you very much, Carl. And once again, that was Carl Deaton right here on Beyond the Cage, presented by Fight Chicks.